LeBron has said this morning, I believe, that this game was could be one of the biggest sporting events ever. Certainly that may be true for the city of Cleveland. Talk about what this means to that town.
It means everything, John, and thanks for having me. But it's almost hard to describe. I mean, you can see what's going on in this town tonight. I mean, the downtown's packed already. Everyone's got their Cavs jerseys on, but it's more of a feeling. If you see that Nike commercial where it's kind of everyone huddling in the same Cavs huddle, I mean, that's what it feels like in this city right now.
Joe, you're already on the floor at the stadium where you and a lot of other people will be watching the game tonight with great interest. He's a huge sports figure, but he's also a huge political figure now in Cleveland and in Ohio. Talk about his education initiative and what he's doing to try to help the state beyond what he does on the court.
He has a mentoring program in Akron schools to try to prevent at-risk kids from dropping out. Starts in the 3rd grade, and we won't know if it works until 2021. But the reading scores for the kids in his program are growing at a higher rate than kids not in his program. It's incredible, and it shows the kind of depth that he's bringing to addressing what's really a political and social problem of high school dropout rates.
Joe, when he left the Cavs, there was much wailing and gnashing of teeth in Cleveland. He went away to Miami for a decent interval. People were really angry with him and felt like he betrayed his home state. Now he's back. Is all forgiven? Have they totally embraced him, or are people still a little suspicious?
All forgiven, and he said it best. I mean, when he said that he came here really because of his bond with Northeast Ohio and because of the fans and the people, his family, people who raised him. I mean, the team was okay before he showed up, and after he arrived is when Kevin Love came and when Sean Marion, some of the other free agents. It's about to get really loud in here, guys, but that's basically it. I think he's here, for reasons other than basketball.
Joe, when he shows his, let's say, confident side, some might call arrogance when he talks about this being so great and how big a deal it is that he's coming back, do people in the city and in the state, do they accept that, or do they see him as maybe too big for his britches, too arrogant for the Ohio ethic?
No, I mean, I feel like he comes across as genuine. I mean, having been around him, almost every day for the last month, he knows where he is. I mean, he knows he's a powerful guy, especially in the league. He knows his power transcends basketball, and he knows that most adults around him want something from him. And yet he walks that line without really many missteps at all. And I feel like, from an education perspective, he's genuine, and really even from an ad, the products he endorses. I mean, so far, he seems to endorse what he uses. I mean, you don't ever want to say any athlete or any politician is truly authentic, because you just don't know. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But from what we see, he seems to be real.
Joe, real quick, he's come back, and a lot of people now think that the Cavs are the favorites in the East and maybe to win it all. Do they have to win a championship this year for this to be a success?
Yes, they have to win. The psyche of Cleveland, I don't know that this town can take it a finals loss or something less than that. And this franchise knows that. I mean, you hear them talk about, well, maybe this year, maybe next year, but they know they have a window, and at some point that window will close. There is a sense of urgency. That is why they're going to go for it all right now.